beliefs yankasa no superstitions enti no the moment ya obi better say ya kase say empo no ntino timi kra de ne ho jim na sa de ne enya no kra wo de ne ho be jim na ye no kra. And sometimes when the prophet wants to be even seen as more powerful, you never know. That probably even when they come out with such prophecies, no, or no kasa kra, so hum bi ana to me ebetumi ama de na ye adwuma, obetumi ama na ye adwuma said the bear or many we are saying you say hey, you're powerful. They sound so kind to album. What do you make of this one?
Thank you very much, Ohemaa. So I've seen the videos. By the grace of God, I've watched IGP Dampari discuss the matter. I think he went before a council, and then that question came up again, and they wanted to clarify exactly what he meant by that proclamation. And I think that he did explain what he meant, not to stop prophecies to say, but to actually put, I think, sanity and order in the way prophecies are delivered to people. I don't think that that proclamation would stop any prophet from prophesying. However, it is proper as a prophet to prophesy with wisdom and understanding. I mean, if you understand prophecies,
Yeah.
Two prophets can see the same vision but explain it in different dimensions based on their spiritual maturity and the level of wisdom they possess. Of course, in every jurisdiction and in every career or in every work. Sorry? Exactly. There are people who are not very good. It's not just in ministry. It's not just about prophet. Even in the police field, there are people who are staining the police image, if you understand. It does not mean that every policeman is evil or is bad. So if one prophet will set themselves aside to give evil prophecies.
The ordinary us, because I understand the prophets and everybody oh yeah, nyame juma in that regard, your friend nyame nipa. Tienum dia say no bronsam nipa in the way though. Enti eba ne say na ye fa ne say bronsam nipa. Ye no ma ye nyame nipa, say nyame nipa opposite ye bronsam nipa mo. Enti eba ne say IGP Dampare say we bronsam nipa. Enti eba ne say no onu mom na ebe sanitize the work of omo ye nyame nipa. Because if ebinom to say the kind no baby to be a BM no you will bomb before womb your
work for police for law and order, and their responsibility is to make sure that there is sanity in the system. So to an extent, the IGP has that responsibility to ensure that the system is sane. And like I'm saying, you know, and no okay my share video no one can say yenjai in share.
No, it is not even about say ojai but okase munya, but the fact that the system came after you. After a prophecy in the past, among 4 years, I doom prophecies and they walked away with it. Until you know the fact that he came after a prophet that made the prophecy naturally say. You understand? It sends a signal, not what he has said, but the general signal that is sent.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That he sent a signal.
Yeah.
And it's like a caution as to how prophecy should be made. However, in that same year, prophet prophesied, and Komshe Bebre went on. And it didn't stop anybody from prophesying, like I know. But then, like I'm saying, I think the intention, so ubika sama nasabi, openibika sama, we pede yeshe, ne intention, botae bentina, oreka morekan. And now, botaya ojinadoreka samorekano, we listened to him, we saw what he meant, and then what he meant did not stop any prophet from prophesying.
Would you refer to, sir, intervention not as authority against Nyame Adwuma? Would you call it authority?
Nyame Adwuma no. Nyame Adwuma no. Nimpe biara ntum nsori ntia. Se Nyame emmo ho kwan de obi nsori ntia Nyame Adwuma. Menjinzi de nipa biara botum asori tia Nyame Adwuma. Mpo menjindi de openyin Dampare na ne botenye de opada authority Nyame Adwuma. He's clarified what he said. Okay, one interview mu de ne intention nye de obo sorry tia nyame nimpa na anangasa mpo oye kristoni mpacha atase nti wo eku bia mu no ye wo mpanyimfo a wotufo. And I believe that he's qualified to counsel because oye panyin wo amemu. I don't think that obi botum woninyimpa capacity mu akade mo sorry atia nyame ni dwuma ehwe Bible mu all through the ranks of Bible obi a osor tia nyame ni dwuma bia no, or it's there to see the end of that person, but menjin is the opinion na adwen trend up or sorry tia nyame ni dwuma.
Okay, so you as a prophet Ekow Daniel, I would as a for anono what capacity, and on behalf of others that are also doing the same work in the same field, how do you think that more inputs in socio-economic development as a country and a people?
Oh, Bible, Daniel chapter 5 and the verse number 10 going in the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, even Daniel was an administrative prophet. Now, the day ins and the day out of how the government should be run, no, it was more sat on the prophet Daniel, because Nebuchadnezzar behun there is an excellent spirit, as the Bible would put it, into how Daniel thinks and as to how Daniel even goes about his duties. And opinion be our Bible, and even till today, biana bimo wonka, but opinion biano or soon yimpe bia otter no. Esha Bible, Jezebel had over 400, bad prophet that governed her life. David had Samuel. Even so, when you look in the land of Egypt in the time, they appointed a prophet in the name of Joseph, a man of God who governed the economic affairs of the country. It is by the wisdom of Prophet Joseph that the people got to understand, Pharaoh got to understand in his administration that a time is coming and a season is coming now, would have to save for 7 years because there's famine ahead of us. I believe, even as a prophet of God, that every government would need to liaise with, if I may say, very divine and genuine prophet. They would help the government identify the problems ahead of time and even how God is thinking concerning a particular situation. I believe that say eribuman na se eyi nyame na adwen fimu a onsi wuye obi enye abrabo ma impanyimfo a wo team na impanyimfo a even panyina them company oyeneze opanyin bi enyi wa weziye o obeyi sunsu mu asama to nchen obeka kire wo de akwana yetwa na akwana yefado wodi ziye mpo wodi tintim yezi no or the sunsu masam bi bota wonchen. So in the socio-economic structure of a government, of a country, it is proper and it is divine that you institute the mindset and the thought patterns of prophet as identified by God. And aman bubia obaba another party bi obaban nkasa nyame ba ya dum na obeti nya na ya won involve a defo another nkomhyefo a what's nyame nze mpo wonyimzi akwenyim na what's nyama biase. When you study the life of Daniel, you would realize that he was very educated in the patterns of government and he understood what it meant to administrate a particular government. When you read down from Daniel chapter 5 and verse number 10 going up, the queen came up at a time when there was a writing on the wall, and the queen told the son that in the days of your father Nebuchadnezzar, there was a man who had an excellent spirit. Any difficulty that came through at the time, when you call on this man, he had a wisdom of God's upon his life, and he would come and interpret and solve problems. And of a truth, when they called on Prophet Daniel and he came through, he interpreted the writings on the wall. And it was out of that writing on the wall that the country or the system understood what God was communicating at the time. Anchar na dem ohene no wobokun, because what he was doing was against the will of God. And such people or such graces are still available today. People still have that kind of anointing on them to help govern a particular country. Into say ebisa margin train.
Okay, Abusia, we are live on Angel 102.9 FM. This is Adwuma Nie, Ghana's #1 Africa's best brand show, the most dynamic radio program with the multilingual presenter, the female radio DJ. Ohemaa Woyeje medase se wafidi dasara edaha. My guest today Prophet Ekow Daniels. Prophet Ekow Daniels, your founder, Roll Time Ministries International. We're looking at and so are you aware that countries like Rwanda, Womo Etwicha Enyamesom Enshie Mudie and sorry eso, and apparently according to reports that comes through no say ama Womo advance even after they did that. How do you feel about it as a prophet doing the work of God?
Thank you very much. By the grace of God, I'm in Ghana. What I normally would say is that se obi litwa kwan na se damo kwan na oluchan onwe ya into conclude na abrabum. What am I saying? If somebody, for example, is 30 years and the person says, oh, at the age of 30, I don't believe in God. God does not exist. Then after they are 30 years, they begin to quote unquote do well as we identify with as a society, and then we say what is doing well. Oh, he's making money, he's bought cars, he's building houses. As long as that person who is 30 and going is not dead, you cannot conclude and say that, oh, because he said there was no God and he's doing well after 30, then of a truth, that is the right justification of life. If a group of people or a leader of a people begin to say, I'm cutting down on the system of God, or I'm cutting down on church, I cannot verify of a truth whether that is really the situation. But if I'm taking your word for it, and if that is even the situation, there's a very profound wisdom in the Bible where a man went to sow a good seed, and then when he went to sleep, an evil man came to also sow bad seed, or he sowed tares. When the wisdom of the owner came, he said, let's leave all to grow. In the day of harvest, we will know which one was good and which one was bad. So I cannot sit here and speak for the nation Rwanda and how they want to govern their nation, but we can give it time, and then we'll see how it will go by that decision making.
All right, into us here, bre ena ebe chese na mona o minor tuno ebeye ede ama o makusi afebo. And for now, the Yaman and Concon Hosa. Sabesima, do me no ena akana do me no about so 12 minutes to 12. Okay. Enti Palestinian for no, and as a Palestine for no, or Matabiano so follow there. Do you follow?
Yeah, I know what's happening with Israel and the Gaza people.
Yeah.
Is it? Yes.
Who follow?
Yeah, I know what's going on.
Okay.
I may not know all the details.
Okay. No full details.
Yeah, I may not know all the details, but I know there's a war going on between Israel and Gaza and the Palestinians and all that.
Then let me know about that. Well, okay, and then na enkomo chene the baby. I'm for ewo or more thoughts about enkomo ya chene ne ade. But ansani e bekin kind of. Do you have any special message?
Yes, I do. By the grace of God, our TAP conference is coming up. TAP Conference 2023, and as a ministry, Raw Time Ministries, we've been organizing conferences for the past 32 months, and it's happening every month. But by God's grace, in this season, we are trusting God to expand the horizon of the ministry. So TAP Conference is the Arena of Prophecy Conference, and it's happening 25th October, this coming Wednesday, 25th October to the 30th of October. And we start 6 p.m. in the evening, 6 p.m. each night. So it's 6 nights, and the theme is Beauty for Ashes. And by the grace of God, we have some of the very great prophets of God in this country. We have Prophet Paul Kwekuni Okai of Manfi Prayer Camp. If you're a prophetic student or a lover of prophecy, you will know that Prophet Paul Kwekuni Okai is one of the great fathers of this country, Ghana. And then we have Bishop Ohene Asari, and then Prophet Selassie Adai, who are also coming. And we are saying that the address and my message for this ministry is often for the youth. And so by that, we are also inviting Miss Nancy and Kobiche to also come and speak to the youth, make them understand how they got to where they are and how to trust the process of life, so that you are not rushing a system and a particular moment in your life. Whatever it is that you have been going through in this season and in this time, maybe the year started, you thought by this time you've built a house or you've gotten married or you've got your kids, and some way, somehow, life has not given you what you desired. We are saying God is still able to restore. God is still able to bring to place the honor of restitution. So you are praying for marriage, and as everybody knows, Bishop Ohemaa Asare is anointed for blessing people with the fruit of the womb or with children. So if you are believing God for children, you have been called a barren woman, this is your time and this is your season. This conference is organized for business people who are trusting God for the spiritual aspect of their life. Life is first spiritual, that everybody understands and agrees. And also ministering at this conference is Ife Grace, Ida, we have Samuel Bassi, we have Kofi Kakari. And this conference is coming on at UPSA, the Vice Chancellor's Office Complex. UPSA, the Vice Chancellor's Office Complex. And if you want to call the ministry or you want to have further information about the conference, our number is 0244 856 983. 0244 856 983. So come Wednesday, 6 p.m. at UPSA, the Vice Chancellor's Office Complex. TAP conference is happening.
May I show some muscle country more?
Yeah,
no fantini bro from Kwana coming some fancy for them up of some. Now country kakra. He to mammy or tea a jomuton toast. You are better than when you're Konya Bedway. And
the Mamma King, I'm the Fantina bro for a fetch him. Fancy for your power for some.
And Chicho.
Mamma can or fancy soon. I may add TAP conference or about or a prophetic conference or about Wednesday or day in your 25th October to 30th October. Into Yami Adomo or 6 nights of miracle signs and wonders. My I kind there Azebia Oche Wodo was soon sumo, Abia a yar, Yaribabia about Towodo, Kwandanda be to the Wodo, Yaribabi or ha about the Woda, Ebesan Yaridan physically on Koda, Ajinyame, the Nensaka, into my kind of Yami Adoma, Wednesday Olibe, Obiambra, UPSC. Vice Chancellor's Office Complex na Ombeshia Asofo na Edifu Ekukudam. Yame Adum Yatun sa from one awoba obinye prophet Paul Kwekuni Okan our man for prayer camp our alcohol debiano ebohunda yame nsa wo ho Bishop Prince Ohemaa Asare Soreba na Professor Lasi Adai Oreba ereginya miezi de epede ewo epede enyinsan epede wo business oyeye mpo enya warepa wuskasam nkoye sunsun masam na yerekan yame aduma Wednesday yolibe ye na yenhia na epede fre ministry number no so a your number ye 0244 856 983 0244 856 983 na memfa akunye do so inchia na menda KCK multimedia se na onye be inspired by Tima okan ho a use them jumezi.
Okay, and we wish you all the best and thank you for coming to be a resource man for us today on the show.
Thank you very much. God bless you, and I appreciate it.
We know
DonnaMotion.com. It's been a long time.
All right, so we are here. And Jenny upon us, make I will say, and Sana Ohemaa Woyeje 20th anniversary concert in Ebeba, so 11th November, Accra International Conference Center. And the Saturday.